What's up, dudes? It's Molly. I was just starting to watch this Carl Jung thing on loneliness, and here's what Spirit had me pause it. It's about integrating the shadow and getting to know the shadow. The shadow. If you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like the universe is punishing you, if you're feeling very, very isolated, just know this: you are on the path of enlightenment. So there are people who will do, especially if you have a worrying brain. So when I'm saying that, I'm saying like WHIR, worrying. And also a worrying brain. If you're a spectrum-y type of person, there comes a point where if you envision it like a motor on a table, and it's just going over time, it's like shaking, it's starting to spit out oil, valves are on. A lot of times people with worrying minds will do it, who have trauma, will do anything to keep that mind occupied. Okay? Your pedometer. Do anything to keep that mind occupied, so they don't have to sit alone with their feelings. So it will be like, I will do anything but have to sit alone with myself, my feelings, and my trauma. You may have done that your whole life. As I pushed down all these feelings down in my stomach. And what you have done is you've created all these bog bodies down in your stomach. And bog bodies are just like what they sound like. Those mummies that are in those bogs, and then just like a perfect situation happens, the bog opens up and releases one of these old 2,000-year-old mummy. Yeah, I explained that as like a major issue. And then when I sneeze when I'm channeling, that's a sign that somebody has birthed a bog body. So there comes a point where Spirit says, no more bog bodies. No more. No more filling your time up like people who have, 10 jobs. Then they get another one. It's so they keep their mind occupied so they don't have to think about their trauma. And Spirit says you will never heal unless you integrate that shadow. You will never heal unless you look that fucking devil in the fucking face. You will never heal unless you deal with it. And then you get sent on a brutal spiritual awakening and the cleanse. And the cleanse is when you start birthing all those bog bodies. And so a lot of people will keep themselves occupied and around other people so they don't have to face that whole process. And those people will never reach enlightenment. You have to be able to sit with yourself with all your worrying thoughts and learn how to master it. You have to be able to get rid of all this negative vibration in you rather than just compound more and more. Just push it further down. Yeah, it's never going to work. The trauma is still there. So Spirit will send you on a journey called the cleanse. And it's a solo journey. And it can feel very, very lonely. It can feel like nobody understands you. It can feel like you're getting punished by spirit source, God, your ancestors, aliens, the force, all of the above, whatever you call it. But just know you are not getting punished. You are on the road. A runny nose might mean something else, and I feel like my nose is running. You are on the path to enlightenment. And if you're in that isolation mode, and you're watching other people doing things all around you, just know there is nothing more important than your healing. If you're feeling any kind of FOMO, anything like that, there is nothing more important than this huge process that you're going through right now. And if you're feeling alone, if you have nobody around you, if you have no support, just know Spirit is showing you guides. Hi, I love you. I hope you love you. Spirit is guiding you to different people who understand this process. I've been in isolation alone for over 4 years since my dad died. It sent me into a brutal, brutal spiritual awakening. And I learned who I am through this whole process. My psychic abilities completely amped up. I got to meet my authentic self. I cried a ton. I laughed a ton, all by myself and with my guides. I was a girl who, once I was old enough to start dating, people would say right away, go on a date, will you be my girlfriend? And I say, okay. So for the majority of my life, I have never spent longer than 6 months single. I break up with somebody, and then all of a sudden people would hear I'm single, call me up. Hey, you want to go on a date? Hey, you want to be my girlfriend? Okay. So I took until my late 40s to be single for a bunch of years. Officially single and not looking to date anyone, not looking to do anything. I'm looking to get to know myself. That's been the past 4 years for me. And now, at 50, I'm ready to start dating people. I'm a new self. I'm my authentic self. And I know what my boundaries are. I know what kind of person I'm looking for. But I never knew that before. And so we have to integrate ourselves before we can go forth. And if you're trying to skip that aloneness part, if being alone with your worrying mind is too much, so you do anything, you just, yeah, hey Hosky, hey broski, come over here. Yeah, you want to be my girlfriend? Yeah, all right, here. Yeah, now I don't need to think about shit. Yeah, those relationships never work out, right? So, the bottom line message is, if you've been in isolation, if you've been alone, you are not getting punished by Spirit. You will come out of this isolation. You are integrating your own shadow within you. You are balancing, you're recalibrating yourself. Those who have sparks of creative genius, once you get into that, through that process and go through the process, you say, okay, I'm okay with being by myself. I'm going to learn how to just sit and chill with myself. When that happens, you get freedom. And then you can start enjoying the company of other people. But if other people aren't around you, you're not desperate. Because you're cool with just hanging out with yourself. It's not terrifying. And that's what Spirit's trying to get you to if you're in this process. And it's, the cleanse is not, spiritual awakening is not fluffy cow. I hear a fluffy cow. It's not fluffy. I keep saying fluffy cow. It's not fluffy cow. I can't say it. Clouds. A cow might mean something. It's not fluffy clouds and unicorns and fairy sprinkles on you as you're laying. No, it's visceral. It's not coming out of your mouth. It's sobbing on the floor in the fetal position. It's clearing out all this trauma that you have forced down. And now it's coming out of you. There's no stopping it. And you have to do it all alone. So if you feel like you're unraveling, you are. But what you'll find under there is your authentic self. And there is an end to the isolation period. So instead of being afraid to be alone with yourself, embrace it. Say, I accept the challenge. And the challenge is to learn how to say, I am worthy enough to be loving and lovable. I'm going to start with myself. I'm going to start loving myself. And then once you get there, you are on the path to enlightenment. All right. So I'm going to go back to listening. I just listened to the first, 5 minutes of this thing, and then Spirit downloaded this to me. And so that might be our soul school, free soul school. Our soul school homework today is listening to this presentation about, it's Carl Jung's thoughts on isolation and the cleanse and integrating your shadow. So we have some lessons from Carl Jung to listen to today. I'll put them in the comments section here of this reading on YouTube. Now, hey you, remember, if you haven't been paying attention, don't forget all my readings are interactive. Make sure to check the comment section for your Starseed transmissions. Love, Molly, Marcella. Every one of my readings are interactive. So this, if you're just watching, this is only the first part. And Spirit says, wake up. Wake up. If you haven't been checking the comment section on YouTube, it's time to start looking in every reading I do. All right, there you go. Yep, and don't forget, I love you. I hope you love you.